How's it going?
Oh, fine. How are you?
Good. What are you eating? What is that? Just
You
chips?
suck.
Lay's?
No, they're apple cinnamon rice crisps from Quaker. They suck. They suck hard. They're
Ew.
like, gah, gah, gah.
Ew.
Huh?
Ew.
Yeah, they
I,
suck.
dude, when my mom was alive and she was on these health kicks, I always knew because the cupboard would get filled with Quaker rice cakes.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, this time it's gonna work, and then she'd slap like enormous amounts of butter and cinnamon and sugar on them, and I'm like, you're basically not making it work if you do that.
Really?
That's the
Aaron just
opposite.
had these.
Like that's the opposite of what you're doing.
Yeah, Aaron just had these. I ate all the cheddar and the ranch ones already.
I will say, you know what? The cheddar ones, they're not half bad. Gretchen's gotten those before.
Do you put those in some pickle dip?
Yeah. I'd probably steer away from pickle dip, but to each his own, I guess.
Oh yeah, you don't like pickles.
Oof. No, thank you.
Um,
A little bit of pickle juice ain't bad. Like a flick of it on a sandwich.
Really?
Yeah, I don't mind that. It's just the actual pickle. It's the texture of a pickle I don't like.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a pickle boy. I like pickles. I like big pickle. I'm like,
I bet you do. Yeah, pickle. Oh, this could be our last show. I don't know. We'll
really?
No, I'm just.
Why? What did I just do to cancel us this time? There's nothing wrong with describing how it feels to chew 5 gum.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with swallowing a pickle whole. That's.
Do you remember those "How It Feels to Chew 5 Gum" commercials? They're like, "How it feels to chew 5 gum," and it's like a guy laying on like a whole bunch of BBs, like under a speaker, and it's like he's like, "Oh my god, this is like 5 gum."
I do
remember those?
Yes.
I always thought it'd be so funny if it was like "How It Feels to Chew 5 Gum," and it's like some guy just like.
Dude, look at my haircut and the way that it fits in the headphones. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I got forced to get a haircut because of these stupid family pictures, and they cut it a little too short.
You look like a Rugrats character.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It'll grow back. It'll just take another month or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that by the time I go to Hoosier, maybe it'll be long enough to put in a ponytail again.
Nice. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
God, hopefully. That's like your look. That's like your thing.
I do. I like my ponytail.
That's your identity.
The long hair is my identity. But the ponytail is nice when you don't... You know what's nice about the ponytail is like when I wake up in the morning and I'm either late or I don't feel like doing absolutely anything, not even combing it, I just wrap it up, ponytail it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I usually do.
Yeah. Wait, what?
No. I'm like a 2 shower a day guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do that sometimes. Usually when I'm working on the track, I'll take a midday break and go take a midday shower.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. This is I'm Alex Sturgeon, manager and race director for the Hobbytown HobbyPlex in Omaha, Nebraska, and with me as always,
Will Brinton.
And it's been a while because we've both been very, very busy.
Yeah, I work a lot.
Yeah, I work a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I eat fruit snacks too.
Yeah. Fruit snacks are good. I don't mind a fruit snack.
You're like Mott's or something.
That's Emerson's deal.
Really?
Yeah, Emerson was high on Mott's for a long time. That's like his go-to snack for taking to school.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now that he's a senior, I don't know if he does that anymore or not, though.
Yeah, you don't know what he does.
Yeah.
Try some of this.
No. Better not. I can
crack cold ones.
I don't care what he says. I don't care what anybody else says. I can still beat his ass if necessary.
It's more loud than ever. He's like taller than you.
I bet you I could still hold my own though if we got in a legitimate fight.
Oh, you'd kick his ass. I know you would.
Yeah, I'd get my rage face going.
You hear that, Emerson? Your dad
Yeah,
can
don't
still
act
kick
up,
your
Emerson.
ass.
That's right. I'm still afraid of my dad. My dad's like 75 years old. Like, and I know that all I would have to do is like,
Breathe on him hard.
no, I could like lightly kick him in the knee, specifically the left knee, I think, and he would just fall. But then on the ground,
He'd be like, no.
he'd probably still find a way to beat me up.
Yeah.
So, no, I never do that to my father.
Nah.
I never actually get a fight with Emerson either.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'll fight him for you on your behalf.
Yeah, I don't think wouldn't have a reason to. So
Really?
far,
Not
he's a
yet.
good kid. My son's a good kid.
We'll think of something.
Yeah.
What if you wanted to win the belt?
If
you wanted the title,
yeah,
then we fight him.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Tag team.
That'd be a fun kind of fight.
I actually hit him though.
He could take it.
Oh yeah.
Emerson could take it.
No.
Did you see Emerson got a motorcycle?
No.
He got a 82 Honda something.
Nice.
And the person he bought it from said it didn't run. And within a week, Emerson had it running.
Nice.
And he actually rode it to work today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. So it's his project bike. It still needs a lot done to it, but he did get it running.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It actually has like brand new tires on it.
Nice.
And the rims, the wheels. Do you call them rims or wheels on a bike?
I don't know.
I don't know either. They look really cool too. His bike looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Either way, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've both been really busy. This last Monday, not tonight, but last Monday, we were moving the store back up from the track area. The week before that, I wanted to do a show, but somebody was camping.
Yeah.
And I was fishing, and then I was getting ready to go in at like 4:00, and you texted me, and you're like, "Dude, you should come camping with me. Bring the boat." And I was like, "Okay, first off, you could have told me that like 6 hours ago." And then second off, I'm like, "Oh man, we were supposed to have a podcast tonight." I don't even think I didn't mention it to you at all because I was like, I don't want to make him feel bad.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, I know you did. It's fine.
Yeah.
I would have came down though. Next time you got to give me more notice.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. The boat's fun, dude. I've been crushing it this year, by the way.
So I've been watching this YouTube channel where they take those like the sandboxes from like kids or whatever, like they're like the kids tyke or something like that. They look like a little boat.
Yeah.
And they're called tuggies.
Yep.
And they like put an engine on them.
Yeah, and they make them an actual like legal there's a name for it, but they turn them into a legal boat.
Yeah.
With the title and everything.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's it'd be interesting. When I was looking at boats, I was looking at one of these boats, and it was so expensive that I didn't want to do it. But it's basically a big round circle, and it has the correct balance and buoyancy where you can stand up on it, and you put a trolling motor on it, and it'll move just like a regular boat.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a big circle. And I looked at them, and I was like, for how much? It was like $3,000, something stupid like that. And I was like, man, for that I could get 2 of my boats that I have now. So
yeah,
probably not going that direction.
I thought the tuggy would be cool if I could find a boat engine cheap enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe next year I might actually look at a gas engine for my boat so I can actually go long distances. Because right now, if I'm just using the trolling motor, and I'm kind of limited to how fast I can go and how far I can go if I want to be able to make it back with battery.
Yeah. So, you'd be using the oars, huh?
It's come close a couple times. Not gonna lie, it's because I like to stay out there. I like to, if I'm having fun, I'm doing my own thing. I'll stay out there for as long as I can. But a couple times it's been one night it was super windy. from the south, and you launch from the south. So I had to come back. It was so windy that I was barely making any progress getting back to the dock. I'd made it,
Mhm.
but I looked at my battery and it had like one half of a bar left. Like it was all the way down.
Really?
And I was like, man, that would have sucked because it was windy. So if it did give out, the wind would have pushed me north. So it's not as easy as just getting an oar and like oaring somewhere, because the wind would have pushed me faster than I could oar. So I was kind of like, I was sort of like positioning myself on the way back so that if I did run out of battery, the wind would push me into like this like long jetty, and I could at least, get out and just get to my car and call my wife and be like, "Hey babe, would you want to come help me
Yeah.
get my boat out of the water because I'm stupid?"
What if you had a sail?
Yeah. Or a secondary battery. I thought about that too. It's just more weight though. I don't know.
Yeah. You like tie your shirt to a stick or something, make a sail.
Like summer vacation.
Yeah.
Summer rental with John Candy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. I don't normally worry about the comments too much. I didn't even bring my laptop because we don't have any racing really to talk about. We haven't talked
Man,
about racing. We never even covered like the INS race or anything like that. But
no.
Kevin P, who I actually met in person at Worlds, he wanted to know if I got footage of the vintage racing I went to. Well, here's the deal: I never got to go because it rained out every single time.
Hmm.
So I still have my cars ready to go. And the 2 Wednesdays that I was able to go, it rained, and then they rescheduled one of them for the following Wednesday, and I couldn't get that day off of work. And then Hobby Haven's actually like redoing their track. They're like trying to tube it out so that when it does rain, the water goes out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so they're trying to create like a drainage system. So they haven't actually had racing at Hobby Haven all summer now.
Really?
Yeah, and we've had a pretty wet year, so
Yeah.
I'm sure their progress has been pretty limited on what they're trying to accomplish.
This reminds me of 2014.
Mm. It's like
Yeah.
almost every week we get some storm or something, and it pretty much ruins racing for the week.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So going back to our Mondays. So before that, so we've had 2 Mondays now where we've closed the store, and July 15th, I think was what it was. So it was the Monday right after the INS race. We picked up the store, the entire Hobbytown, HobbyPlex stuff, and we took it downstairs. Racking and everything for that one. And then it took way quicker than I thought it was going to get the store ready to move back up. And so this Monday, August 5th, right? August 5th?
Yeah. Yeah.
We basically had to take all the product and put it upstairs with the new racks and the new layout and everything like that. And Monday night was it felt overwhelming because there was so much stuff and none of it was anywhere near being placed except for a few things. So I tried to get up there early and I put up the bodies early, which I'm glad I did, because that took a whole that took like a whole day's work basically.
That would have been the hardest thing.
Dude,
Like,
it was rough. So because then you also we're trying to like maybe we were trying to like get rid of some stuff or discount some stuff, to find stuff to discount so that we can have so we make everything fit. And so I was looking at the dates, and I already done this once back in like February. I went through and I pulled every body that was 2 years old or older. And then this time we went and pulled bodies that were like almost a year and a half.
Really?
And we still barely made them fit.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I did the same thing with tires. I'm glad I got those up there. I got all of our 12 millimeter, like ready to run type tires. Got all those placed early. And then the big day of the move, I wanted to get the crawling section up because the whole crawling section got taken off and put into boxes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like all the Traxxas stuff, Losi stuff, Associated stuff, Arma stuff. It was left on the pegs. Like it was left on the Logier pegboard. and
Yeah.
just taken down all at once. But the crawling stuff didn't happen. So I was like, we're gonna have to like put all this stuff up from scratch. And so I worked on that. So Monday night, the crawling section was essentially done. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then the next night we were able to we had to get all the kits and stuff up somewhere because we opened on Wednesday. Like a soft opening. It wasn't even a grand opening. We called it a soft opening. So we've been open since Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah. It's coming along. It's very different.
Yeah.
But
I texted you the other day. I feel like me walking into Hobbytown next time is gonna be like it's gonna have the similar feeling to me walking into a Chipotle for the first time. Where they have like all the trendy music and they're like, "Hi, welcome to Chipotle. What do you want?" Like,
I read that. I read that and I was like, kind of.
yeah.
The so this weekend we did basically have somebody at the front the whole time as almost like a greeter and a checkout
Wow.
person.
See, that's crazy. It's exactly like Chipotle.
Yeah, and then I pretty much have been in the back, the RC counter the whole time.
Yeah, just like at Chipotle.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you offended by me comparing
No,
it to Chipotle?
no, not at all. I didn't have to come back for it. I was like, oh, okay.
I just imagine it like, South Park where there's like this familiar thing and it just completely changes and it's different. And it's like, hi, welcome to Raisins, or I don't know. Like or like I can't think of a thing that like, oh man, is this the place that we were? Like that's I imagine it just being a big change. So.
Yeah. It's like so did you know that they bought Casa Bonita for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think they
Mhm.
changed anything other than the pricing. When Gretchen and I went to Denver, we were like, how much? Nah, we're not going to go there tonight.
Yeah. They added like Cartman like statues and stuff, but I don't think they still have the cliff divers.
God, could you imagine if there was like a worldwide nuclear war and just decimated everything and society just collapsed and had to restart over again, and in like 1,000 years from now some archaeologist is going through stuff in the Denver, what would have been the Denver area, and they stumble upon a Cartman statue.
Oh yeah. It'd be hilarious.
Like, what
It'd
is
probably be worshipped like a Buddha or something. There'd be like little Cartmans like 1,000 years later, like people like leaving their change and stuff next to it, like and rubbing its belly like a Buddha. That'd be funny.
Oh man, that'd be nuts.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
can't
know?
wait for that.
Did you know I bought I got a Mugen car?
Yeah,
I
the
got
10
a
scale two wheel.
MSB1.
Nice.
I'm I I worked on it like 3 weeks ago. Got it built sort of, and then haven't touched it since. And then tonight I started looking at the electronics, and getting it in there so I could break in the transmission and get it ready to go.
Nice.
I kind of felt like I needed a change after the INS race.
That's fine.
Or I needed something to like invigorate my passion again for racing.
You should build a Novo car.
I know. I knew you were gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about street stock. Could I race street stock? Would that be a cheesy move?
No.
Hang on a
I
second.
think I don't think it'd be fine. It's not an ability class. It's not like you're racing flex spec. Yeah.
Well, that's what I think of street stock as. Is it kind of is an ability class, sort of? But then I see guys that run it. I'm like, oh, those got fast guys.
This guy's been around forever, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to, if it gets you out there doing it, do it.
I could just get the associated car.
Yeah. Get one of those. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
It's literally the perfect street stock.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Be easy.
Yeah.
Be super easy.
Yeah. Kyle got a late model.
I know. I saw that they were there. Everybody's asking about our Saturday schedule.
Yeah. What is that?
I have no idea. Tim hasn't talked about it at all. We've been too busy with the store stuff. As far as I know, all of our fall winter racing will be on Saturdays.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. He doesn't want to race
Nobody
He doesn't want to race on Sunday.
nobody okayed it with me.
Yeah. Well,
I liked racing on Sundays because it was guaranteed for me because I never have to work on Sundays.
yeah. Um, I honestly don't know. It limits the amount of racing we do on the carpet off road.
Oh, with Sundays
Well, because there's only four.
or Saturdays?
There's only
Yeah.
usually 4 Saturdays a month, and if you have 8 scale off road, 10 scale off road, dirt oval, and on road, that's 4.
Yeah.
So you only get 1 Saturday a month.
Yeah.
So
Well, hopefully that track in Aurora doesn't like overlap on days. So that's going to create a great divide of an already small group of people.
yeah,
And
I think there's been talk of trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
yeah. Well, and like I just want it to work where people go to multiple tracks. Like
Yeah.
that's what's going to support or build racing around here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting
But
the
I
old.
mean, ultimately, like if the Plex is racing and another track is racing, I'm going to the Plex. So
I'm putting the oval back in September 16th.
nice.
So the
So
16th, 17th, and 18th is set aside for me to put the oval back in and then figure out what to do with all that dirt and
yeah,
on the off road somewhere.
right. That'll be the week after I get back from IMTS, which is a trade show,
Mm.
which is pretty cool. So I get to go to that.
That's
That's in
pretty cool.
Chicago.
I missed the
Yeah, it's in
HobbyCon convention this year.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw they just like took him on tour, like took him to a whole bunch of like race shops and stuff.
Yeah, be pretty rad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We were busy with the move, so I don't think
Yeah.
it was in the works to do any of that.
Do the store owners go?
They did.
Ooh,
They did.
nice.
Yeah, I got some messages from the ProTech guys and Team Associated. Like, where's Alex at?
Oh,
I'm like,
was
"Mm,
Tracy? Does Tracy still go to those?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
See.
Maybe next year. Maybe you can talk him into sending me too.
Maybe.
We're a group. We're a pair. You need to bring in the fifth Beal. You know.
I'd like to find somebody to run races again, so I don't have
Like
to do
who?
them. So I don't have to do them all. I think we still got Jacob lined up to do Tiny Tuesday when we get
Yeah.
going again with that in October. But like, it'd be nice to have somebody doing Friday or Saturday.
So if Oval's on Saturday, are you gonna run the races?
Mm-mm.
Huh. All
Nope.
right.
Nope.
Then it like really doesn't make sense to have Oval on Saturday. But I mean, maybe Tim wants to have Sundays off. I don't know.
Well, I imagine that has a little bit to do with it, so we could rotate Sundays off. It is nice having a Sunday off. I pretty
Right.
much have every Monday off usually, but when I have a Sunday off, it's like finding a $10 bill in your pocket that you didn't know was there. It's like woohoo.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, what do we talk about? Because it's been a long time. So the INS race happened in July,
Yeah.
and we haven't got a chance to break that down. I know it's kind of old news, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty successful.
I thought it was.
Kind of sucked that we started off with like 305 entries,
Mm-hmm.
and I had I had told some people, go ahead and pay when you get here because they had messaged me prior. So I'm like, I'm cool with that, as long as
Yeah.
you let me know. And most of them actually showed up. But there were a few no shows from people that actually paid ahead of time, and I refunded them and all that. So when you whittled it all down, we ended up at like 360 something.
Oh, really? Dropped
Yeah.
like 30 entries in.
Yeah, that was kind of disappointing. But that's kind of the number, like 370 ish. It seems to be the number for most of these.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the norm. All the classes were really well populated. It was the introduction of a 21.5 on the dirt for us, and most of the Plex speckers and the independent drivers that we have locally, they all did. Most of them did 21.5.
Really?
Which I thought was really good because
Yeah.
that's why I didn't have Plex spec. I'm like, well, they can just race. They can just race that.
Yeah.
And it worked out. There was a couple things that happened on the side that a lot of people don't know about, like we didn't get TQ plaques made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't know about it until it was time to hand out the awards.
Oh.
Because I went to go hand out the TQ plaque, and I'm like, where's the TQ plaques at?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. And so that was kind of a bummer on my part. That was pretty stupid.
You just forgot to order them or what?
I thought I need to be more clear in my emails, because I basically said, hey, do the same thing as the ProTech race.
Yeah.
Because I really like the ProTech awards. So I thought it was implied, but I didn't necessarily spell it out.
Yeah.
So
But who makes who has erased that TQ plaques?
yeah, I know. I don't want to throw Boom under the bus because they do a really good job, and Mike Garrison's awesome and all that. So it's I'll take the blame for it because I didn't specifically write out that we need TQ plaques.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Boom made him. Oops.
Yeah, and then
they make great sprint car apps, that's for sure. You know that.
The second place award didn't get made right, and so there wasn't really
I'm sure it was made perfectly.
No, there wasn't a second place 40 plus thing, and it was supposed to be overnighted, but the United States Post Office messed up and we didn't get it until Monday.
Oh, it was the post office fault.
So I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take it with me to Hoosier, and I'm just going to hand it to Al Horn and be like, here you go. Congratulations.
Yeah. That was definitely the post office fault.
Yeah, that was definitely the post office fault.
Else's.
Yeah.
Oops.
And then I boo-booed and I didn't make 11th place for the mod classes.
That's all your fault.
That was that was 100% my fault. So little stuff like that, I'm like, oh, you dummy! Like, why didn't you remember to do that this time?
That's nobody else's fault but yours.
Yeah. I just feel like I felt somewhat overwhelmed at this one. I felt like I felt a little overwhelmed with all the stuff that I had to be responsible for. If you want my honest answer about all that,
right?
That's
fine. Mistakes happen, Alex.
I know, but I don't like it when mistakes happen. I don't like computer mistakes. I don't like mistakes like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys don't even care, but I do have to send the TQ plaques to the kid that dominated independent 17.5.
Right.
So I got to get that done here.
Because he dominated. So
yeah. I'm sure that's a big deal for him, and I know how that is.
That'd be a big deal for me.
I mean, we've talked about that before, how we haven't, you make the A main and you finish 6th and you don't get anything.
Oh, yeah.
So
But then the lowest, the J main gets a trophy that's this tall from the floor.
So I get it. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get those plaques sent to him for sure.
I remember feeling so slighted when we went to that race that we're both talking about.
Mm-hmm.
and I was fourth or something in stock buggy. That was the last time I ever raced stock buggy because I didn't get a trophy probably. And it was at like 2011.
Yeah, this is a long. God,
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
at the Tri-Town Shootout. I'll say it because that track doesn't exist anymore,
Yeah,
so it's fine. But yeah, no trophy,
no trophy.
no trophy, no nothing.
Oh well.
But 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 first place in the Triple J gets a 3 foot tall trophy. It's a bunch of junk, stupid. It's like, why am I here? I was racing for a trophy. I raced stock. I had no sponsors at the time. Well, not a couple.
Yeah. Um, you want to know something I did at this race too? Since we haven't talked about it, I'll bring it up. But again,
Yeah.
probably nobody noticed this. I know Joe Zaire said he did because he was watching the RCGP result feed,
Yeah.
and it
Joey
was
Jojo.
it was kind of different. But so last year's track had a back straightaway, and you came up, and then you jumped tabletop, and you crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
So the minimum alternative minimum lap that normally you use for like the starts of races, I just copied last year's event, and it was set at like something like 10 seconds or something like that, so that everybody could come around and go across the line before they counted. And then the race was on. Well, the race was on, period, but like they wouldn't count that first lap because the first lap would have been like 6 seconds, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I had the minimum lap set to a certain time. Well, then at this race, I didn't adjust that. And so during the lower mains, especially, I noticed that half the field was getting caught at the line.
Mm.
And so I went and I adjusted that, but I didn't, for some reason, my brain did not make it the same across all classes.
Mm.
So like stock buggy, I remember the first set of triple mains, stock buggy, I think looked like they went faster than mod because their first lap got counted, but mods didn't. And then something happened where somebody got caught and they counted right away, or so, like if you crashed, like they got counted. And so I went and I changed the min lap for A2. I just set it super low because I'm like, the hell with this. And I set it super low. Well, that can mess with the tiebreaker.
Oh yeah.
And so when A3 came around, people were like, "Hey, what about this tie here? This doesn't look right. Why is this lap? Why is this race this and this race is this?" And I started looking. I'm like, "Oh no, I know exactly what I did." So I had to go in and I recalculated the race with basically like a no min lap thing.
Yeah.
I think is what I ended up doing, and everything worked out fine. It was scored like it was supposed to, but all I could think of was that Roar race from like 2 years ago, where I think Kai Goff, was it Kai? Like got stripped of his. He didn't get stripped of it, but like they said he was the champ, but he really wasn't because they had the IFMAR tiebreaker instead of the Roar tiebreaker.
Right.
Well, I didn't do that. We always use the
Yeah.
Roar tiebreak, but I was worried that something like that was going to play out, but it ended up being fine. It only affected like 2 or 3 ties over the whole thing. But stuff like that bothers me. Like it really bothered me that
Right.
I went home feeling stupid, like sick, stupid. And I'm like, I could have done a better job at that
Yeah.
race. And then the whole thing with between Chase and Spencer. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it online.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've had a month to ignore it. Like I haven't even thought about that since.
Yeah.
But like the comments in the mod thing, man, never read the comments.
Yeah.
Cuz like I hate it when I hate it when comments get directed like at me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of what made me quit Roar.
Oh
You know?
yeah, I know that.
So,
Trust me, we spent long nights on the phone.
yeah. But whatever. I don't let it bother me now.
I wouldn't.
It's fine. And I think I defended my decision pretty well on the mod stream. I went back and looked at the mod stream just to see, and I think I did fine.
Race director is such a hard, thankless job, and the guys that complain have never done it before. Like, I tell anybody that. Like, you've run a club race or some stupid stuff like that, but you have no idea what it's like to be in the position that you're in. Most people.
Well, a lot of times it takes the fun out of it. I got to be honest with you, man. We haven't raced for a month. I've been totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not super excited to get rolling again.
I had some guy get mad at me at Fastlane in one of the qualifiers, and I just asked Brian if he wanted to leave. But
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I'm just over the drama. Like, that's fine. I'll just go home.
Yeah.
There's a group chat that I'm in, and I asked about tires for a local track that has spec tires for mod sprint car, and I think that's ridiculous. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna run mod sprint car, it should be open tire, and that's the only track around here that has a spec tire for mod sprint car, and they hadn't run they're not having a point series this year because they haven't raced at all, hardly at all this year. And I wanted to try like sprinters, or not sprinters. I want to try ellipses and dirt webs
Sure.
and like tires that would have worked really well. And I just got totally hosed by this guy, like laid into me about how I'm complaining and all this other stuff. I'm like, I'm just asking a question, like if you guys want to run open tire. He's like, run the rules for the track. It's like you think that do you really think you have more experience than I do in in like dirt oval or off road or RC car racing in general?
Yeah.
Like I'm just asking a question. And I was kind of waiting to talk to that guy in person because I just kind of let it go. I was just going to talk to him in person about it, but then he didn't show up. So
Aw.
yeah, I was kind of, but I'll see him again. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how I get, like I'm the nicest guy in the world until I feel like I'm wronged.
Yeah.
So there's another guy that was there that kind of laid into me a little bit about it, and I told him, I said, I think you guys are dumb. Like you guys are 5 years behind everybody else in tires. Like if you want to race 13, if you want to race spec tire, run 13.5 that has a spec tire. Like run the spec motor in ESC class, but
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Mod is mod. Like
yeah.
you should be able to run whatever you want.
Oh yeah,
Like
I totally agree. But like I said, these guys that race oval around here at these local tracks, that's about it. This is like the only pocket, and they're 5 years behind everybody else. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Like it's like, come on, like don't you want to go fast? But no, you want to like spend more money grinding tires to make them work instead of just running the right tires.
Yeah.
Like that's the stuff I think about. Spec tire racing, I spend way more budget on tires than I would at an open tire race.
Yeah.
So
We just got a $5 super chat from Renault.
really,
Yeah, he just said he's late and wants to know if he missed anything good. A little
five
bit. A
dollars.
little bit. A little bit of fun stuff back there.
That's like $40 at US now.
Maybe.
Oh yeah,
Did you
I
hear
forgot
about
about.
how the English are threatening to extradite American citizens for comments they made on Facebook?
Yeah, I heard about that. It's an American. We wouldn't last long in Yugopatamia or wherever that is. But I don't know, like back to my whole
Yeah, sorry.
like oval thing with people around here. It's like, yeah, they're all like way behind the times. There's guys that were saying rebars work great.
Are we
I'm
still?
like,
Yeah, I
dude,
was
that
just about to say, are we still talking about rebars?
they were like, "Oh, I have rebars if you want to run them." I'm like, "That is the shittiest tire you can ever run."
Right.
Like, there's a reason why they don't make them anymore. Like, yeah, no, you wouldn't catch me dead with anything other than a J Concepts tire on my car. And two, it's like that's a slow tire.
Yeah.
Like guys that say that that's a good tire, I know they're slow.
Mm.
Like it's just ridiculous.
The Traxxas truck intrigues me too.
The the
The
Mud Boss
the
or
modified, whatever they call it
yeah,
now.
yeah, now it's a modified. Yeah, I mean that's cool. I think that's a great car to get into it. I have a feeling that they're either going to change the inserts in those tires or they're going to open the tire rule on it
Mm-hmm.
because like they're just that bomb one foam on a tire that has like this much like open area and it's just like a big regular open cell foam.
Yeah.
And there was a guy at the track um Saturday, and I was like, I squeezed his right rear, and I was like, "Oh, how many times do you run that?" And he said 3. I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "So can you get more tires?" I said that's going to be like the thing now. It's like
Yeah.
just getting new sets of tires.
We have them in stock.
Yeah,
We got pre-mounts and unmounted in stock actually.
yeah. That guy didn't really grasp what I was saying. I was like, so like that's going to be the thing. Like guys are going to buy new tires just to get new inserts. He's
Mm.
gonna go, well, you can't change the inserts. I'm like, you can put new tires on this car, right? Like you can buy pre-mounts for this car and put new tires on it. He's like, yeah. I said, well, I mean, that's gonna be the thing. People are gonna buy new tires just to have new inserts,
Mm.
not the tread. And he just didn't grasp that
Yeah.
at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, 5 years behind.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're supposed to get those back in like any minute now, too.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
They might even be
I,
in a box downstairs. We haven't processed an order in like a week.
I it'd be tough to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh back to the INS real quick. So a couple things that I took from the weekend was it sucks being race director because the whole Chase and Spencer thing was brought to me right before my 40 plus main.
Yeah.
And so I'm not making excuses as to why I totally blew it again, but um, a lot of what I was thinking about the whole time was, oh crap! After this race, I'm gonna have to deal with this. So that kind of sucked. And first lap, first corner, I found the one little crevice in a high traction area, and I traction rolled, and I went from first to 10th. And then,
Yeah.
I was probably trying to drive kind of hard, but I tried to pass a couple guys and got tangled up with them, and I feel like I gave enough room, but it didn't work out very well. And then I made my way up there, but whatever. It's just that thing again. I'm actually pretty stoked that Mac won 40 plus at this thing.
Yeah.
I feel like the RC gods kind of owe him one.
Yeah.
Kind of owed him one.
Oh yeah.
So
I could see that.
yeah,
Mac's a good dude. He deserves to win sometimes, you know.
yeah. um, and then the other thing that I took away from that weekend was next year's finish line is going to be the most boring, flat, simple finish line ever made in RC car land, like ever.
Yeah.
Not gonna have anything before the start finish line. Period.
Hmm.
It's just gonna be a straight shot to the loop.
Boring.
Boring. The thing is that we can't put at the end of the straightaways because we don't have to do that. It would take a lot more work than what it's worth because the booth is so far away from where our straightaways are, so it kind of always ends up being in the oval somewhere,
Yeah.
But yeah, next year's track layout, the loop is going to be the most boring, simple, straight, non-controversial anything before
No
before the
questions
thing.
asked.
Yeah. So that puts a cap on that. Congratulations to everybody who made the A mains at this thing. I know there was a lot of happy people that were. There were some people that were really stoked to make the A mains at this race. One that I can think of off the top of my head, Nick Gibson.
Yeah.
He had a pretty phenomenal weekend. Owen Vanderbeek made the bump.
Yeah,
in
I saw that.
two-wheel. Oh geez, come on, stop doing that. I'm not on my computer, so hold on a second. Where's four-wheel drive at? Yeah, Gibson made the bump in four-wheel too, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
So I feel like this year we got extremely unlucky because of the heat. The week before and the week after, it was like 75 degrees all weekend long. And
really,
and the weekend that we raced, it was almost 100. So we got extremely unlucky with that. I think that might have led to some of the controversies. Just it was kind of hot. But on the other hand, I heard people telling me like they thought it'd be worse. So we had fans blowing and all that too. So it was actually not that terrible inside of there. And plus all the locals, we kind of know it. Like we're all used to it. But we did get a little unlucky. So hopefully next year maybe we'll get lucky again and have just a regular weekend instead of like a super hot weekend. I think anything in the 80s, down is pretty tolerable for all that. I want to talk about what's coming up because I've posted our fall winter schedule on the Saturday Speed page, and then I had some people share it, and I think I shared it on my personal page, my personal Facebook page, and all that. But we don't have any flyers made yet, so I want to get your. And those of you in the chat, so there's 16 people watching. I want
16.
16. I want to see what you people think about this too. Okay, so
yeah, super chat us and let us know what you think.
Okay. So
just kidding. You don't have to.
So let's see. The Techno Series. This year's Techno Series is going to be online entry only. 175 entry max. We hit 170 like 4 or something like that this last season, and we were done at midnight. So to me, that's tolerable. I can handle that. Anything more than that, and we start to get up into why the hell am I here stage. And so 175 single day. We're not going to try Sunday. I didn't mind it sort of. But I do like having Sundays off, so probably never do that again. But now it'll be online entry only. So if you're one of those people that for some reason don't have an RC sign up account or forgot your password or whatever, you need to get on there and get that fixed because we will be doing that. We are going to be doing it that way. And when the flyer comes out, I'll have that all posted as to what I'm going to do. I posted the dates, July 25th for the Techno Series. The Techno Series, as of right now, takes place. I think I've got November 2nd, December 7th, and then January 11th, February 1st, and March 8th. A few days after I posted the Techno Series, the page, I didn't make an official announcement on the Techno Series dates, but I did include it in this post I made about the fall schedule. Well, a couple days after that, Fastlane announced that they were moving their winter indoor shootout to December 7th. So what bugs me about that is traditionally, for like forever, the Techno Series has always been the first Saturday of December. Like I try to keep this stuff as consistent as I can. Can't remember if maybe the one year that we went to Hobby Action, I changed it, but I think the way it worked out was it still was the weekend, but like the first Saturday of December, and then the next weekend was the INS race or whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I've been asked to move that date, but if I move it, then that means that the syndicate is on the 7th.
Yeah.
Because the HobbyPlex doesn't race the weekend before or after Christmas.
Right.
Because we're a hobby store, man. We're like really, really busy hobby store. So we try to schedule stuff so that we're not racing on the weekend before and after Christmas, because those happen to be some of the busiest weekends of the year, and we need all the staff we can to be up there selling stuff, right? So we can stay open.
Right.
So if I move the Techno Series, then that means that I moved the Syndicate a week before, which is a 10th scale thing. So it would still conflict. So I guess my question is, should I even worry about it? Because the Techno Series is 8 scale, and I know that there's some guys that race both, obviously, but it, like, if I move it, it's just going to be, the Syndicate's going to be there. I only got 2 weeks to deal with here in December.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
It's a tough one.
How dumb is that, though?
It's dumb.
Hey guys, let's move this race to a new date, which happens to be this race every single year. It's like when somebody when somebody comes out with something, they put something on our crash in. That's why I went into RC sign up and I put the crash in dates for the next 10 years. Because if somebody say, "Oh, I didn't know," I'd be like, "Well, it's in RC sign up for the next 10 years."
That's really funny.
It is really funny. I think it goes all the way to like 2031 or something like that.
I'm gonna sign up for that one. Ooh,
I just don't get it.
I'll be 40 at that
Yeah,
time.
you will.
So, yeah.
Bitch, can't wait till you're 40.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the smack.
So
I'll be 50 something
off-road.
though, so I'll probably be slow again.
Hell yeah. They'll just quit having 40 plus.
Yeah.
Brent, Al, all those guys will just drop out. They'll be done.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean the dirt stuff, they do 50 plus.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So
be a 50 plus.
Still got something I can look forward to. It's only 5 years away from me. Can't believe I'm going to be 50.
I can.
Anyways, so you see what I'm saying though? Like, this just happened today, and we just happened to be on our podcast, and I don't mind talking about it because I'm just like, why? Why did that even happen? Like, I
wonder.
Maybe they feel crowded on their date or something, but Jesus, man, like.
I wonder if Chuck had like other conflicting stuff around that time.
Yeah, I read the post and it said something about how the outdoor season lasts longer or something.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I get that. I mean, it's not the same discipline as RC. It's not like you have like a 10 scale race and a 10 scale race the same weekend.
Right. And honestly, a majority of the Techno Series racers aren't coming from that area to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, you know. Like I can see both sides. But, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with like scheduling a 10 scale race on the same weekend as an 8 scale race either.
Mm-hmm. But for instance, like I'm aware, or at least I was aware of when the WIS usually happens. So I always try to not schedule anything big. Like I wouldn't have put the Techno Series over that date usually.
Yeah.
Unless some weird thing happened in November where the weeks didn't work. But normally I'm able to have the first weekend, and then that race is usually the second weekend.
Right.
And the syndicate used to not count because we used to have like 10 races in the syndicate, and I always considered it being just a club race. It's not really
Right.
like a event type thing. It's just a club race with a cool name. Well, now, because we're only doing it once a month, it kind of is kind of like the summer series, I think. It's going to be
Yeah.
more like that. And so
That's your 10 scale winter series
yeah,
now.
so I scheduled it a week, what I thought was going to be a week later,
Yeah.
you know, and surprise.
Hmm.
Sorry, I just burped. Anyways, so, okay, well, I'm looking at the chat, and looks like most of the chat kind of agrees with me, so I think I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah. I mean,
Call
I'd
it
probably
good.
leave it. I mean, that's a pretty big race to change the date. And they also have a pretty big race to change the date on. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. What else was there? Oh, I had some. So because of the way that we're trying to schedule everything on a Saturday now, we are no longer going to be able to have like the double dip or the triple scoop or anything like that because there's no time for it. So we're
you're
actually
you're not, you're not going to have Sunday racing at all?
nope,
What?
nope,
But what about on road?
nope. They're on Saturdays.
What? Why?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Who decided that?
Uh, Tim.
Huh.
So
Okay.
we're gonna try it. See how it works out.
Huh. I don't see how you can do that.
Yeah.
There's too much.
I mean, it does kind of like limit the exposure of the carpet for off road.
No, yeah.
You know, so there'll be less carnage on the carpet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the plan so far. I mean, maybe it'll change. I mean, we're having a managers meeting on Wednesday. I don't know if that's going to be brought up or not, but I don't know. Maybe they'll rethink that part of it. But I think even the on-road crowd was talking about wanting to race on Saturdays.
Huh.
So,
See, like Sundays worked really good for me with Oval.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Maybe it'll give opportunity for us to do something like have like a gaming day or something on a Sunday.
No.
You know, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I'm spouting ideas. I'm a brainstormer kind of person. I start to think about stuff that we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Maybe it'll work out better.
I hate seeing gaming take over RC. Just period. I don't know what it is. It just irks me about that. Like, I mean, I know it makes the stores more money and it's very profitable for everybody, but like RC is why Hobbytown's there.
Well, you're not seeing gaming take over at our Hobbytown.
Oh, I know.
It's a minor part of what we got there now, and I think actually La Vista store actually does pretty good at gaming compared to us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I've just been to other stores that all they do is gaming and RC is to the wayside, and it's like, dude, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for RC.
yeah,
Hobbytown wouldn't be.
right. You won't see that at our place as long as I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, and Tim, as long as me and Tim aren't there, you won't see.
I mean, I get it. I would just feel like it should be a secondary thing.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I don't own a store.
No, I know. It's fine.
Yeah.
I want to do gaming. Like personally, I want to try like Warhammer and stuff. I just don't have the time for it. Because you gotta like build an army. I don't have time to do that, man. You gotta paint it.
Literally.
Then you gotta paint it, And then
Yeah.
only then can you play. It's like, unless you go online and buy ones that have been like, there's a market for that where people are like building armies and then reselling them.
Oh, that's been for years.
Yeah. So I mean,
Years it's been that
it's
way.
possible to not do the work, but what's fun in that? I don't know.
I'm surprised Warhammer is still like a thing because yeah, I'm sure it'll always be a thing, but I'm surprised Warhammer is still like lucrative for stores because of all the people with 3D printers. Because you
Well,
could just 3D print those.
yeah, except that a lot of places that have Warhammer gaming don't allow that. Don't allow 3D printed pieces.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Warhammer store here in Omaha, they have game nights. They don't allow any 3D printed stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, you can do that, but if you don't have a club that allows it, then yeah, you got to buy the real deal.
What if there's like, okay, fine, we'll just play in our basement and 3D print our own stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna have that too.
I suppose that's just like the guy that wants to raise tychos in his backyard.
Yeah.
You know.
Same thing with D&D. I mean, you can probably 3D print your own little D&D guys.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Um more questions about the schedule. So yeah, it is going to seem weird because we're done with the syndicate in January, and then I did take into account that they have this Iowa series stuff.
Iowa series stuff.
Yeah, so their first round happens to be the same weekend as our December syndicate.
For what? Oh, like
for 10 scale carpet.
Yeah.
But I think that one's actually in like Cedar Rapids, so I'm not too worried about that sort of thing. But then the next two, I tried to have I tried to make sure that we didn't have anything on those days. So
yeah.
like the one on the 18th is probably going to be one on-road race or something like that, or dirt oval. And then of course they scheduled their finals on what would have been the crash in this year.
Yeah.
So I did move the crash in this year to February 28th, March 1st. But then every year after that, that's why I put it in RC sign up, because the last weekend of February has always been the crash in.
Right.
So yeah. And then there's an open date. It's it's probably not open for there'll probably be their oval or carpet on it, but like the February 8th, that's next year's INS race. And I'm probably going to try to go to that one.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's at trackside again. So I left that. I made sure not to schedule anything on that one. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
I mean, just trying to, like I said, trying to figure out where to put this stuff when we're only doing Saturdays is just, it's been okay. Well, let me do this, and this, and we'll see how it works out. Anyways, that's what I got there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? What's your next oval thing, dude?
Next oval race I'm going to is this weekend at Fastlane. I'm gonna run King of Dirt, so that'll be cool.
That's this weekend.
That's this weekend.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. That's the big summer race for me.
Emerson and I are planning on going to regionals the end of this month for 8 scale.
Where's that at?
Fastlane. Yeah.
Nice.
But unfortunately, I don't know. He hasn't worked on his car at all. I've been telling him, I'm like, dude, you need to get that Mugen like fixed and ready to go.
Yeah.
And he fired up the engine the other night, and that was about it. The car's still a dirty mess.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how committed he is to going.
Right.
So, If he doesn't want to go, I'm on vacation that week, so I'll just find somewhere to take the boat.
Right. Now I'm building a new diff for my sprint car right now for that race.
Mm.
King of Dirt, that is.
Late model and sprint car?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's my go-to.
Yeah.
Late model's probably my secondary class. It's my one that I don't really care about a whole lot.
Right.
It's all sprint car.
Next year, I'm excited because Summer Series will be back to normal. It'll be May, June, July, August, September.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this year just seems weird not having racing until September. We are planning on, so I am planning on having racing start up again September 6th. That's a Friday night.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit of work to do on the track. I haven't really watered the track. Dude,
Huh.
I haven't personally watered the track in like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. So I do feel kind of bad about that. But the thing is, like, you're putting like 13-hour days every single day. The last thing I want to do is go, I'm going to go spend 45 minutes watering the track before I go home. I just want to go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to require a tad bit of work to get it back up into shape for our regional race on the 14th. I think is when that is. But yeah, dude. We'll be back to it in September.
All right.
After your King of Dirt race, is there anything else? I know you signed up for. Would you?
The Chili Bowl?
Yeah, you just signed up for Chili Bowl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go to the Chili Bowl probably every year for a while.
Yeah.
Till I win it, then I'll probably still go. But
that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting to watch.
I want to win the Chili Bowl. Like that's a thing for me.
Yeah.
I think I could do it.
No, I think you can too. The first year you went, you didn't do that bad, I thought.
No, I made the semis.
Kind of learned a little bit too.
Yeah.
So.
Don't mess with your car.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm excited to get this Mugen going. The transmission's a little tight out of the box, so I feel like it needs to be like ran in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do a video on this car. As soon as I get this done and I got some time, my vacation's coming up in 2 weeks. I think I'm gonna do a small video on the car itself and what I thought about building it, and then how it handles and stuff.
Are you gonna put some Crest whitening toothpaste in the transmission?
No. I
lap all the gears.
I still have this like speed stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna use that or not. I just think it needs. It's like my B60, not B60. Jesus, my B74.2 Championship Edition needed to be kind of ran in before it kind of loosened up. I think the same thing needs to happen with this car right now.
Yeah.
So, I got my motor in it before I came. I soldered on my speed controller before I came. I might not have unplugged the soldering iron. Now that I think about it. So I'm going to call Gretchen here real quick and be like, hey, you need to go downstairs and unplug my soldering iron.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I totally forgot to do that.
You remember that you didn't do that?
Oh, no. I left my soldering iron on since like 4 o'clock. Crap. Well, I hope my house doesn't burn down.
It won't.
That'd be bad. That'd be really bad.
I had a cat knock a soldering iron off of my bench one time, and it landed on the carpet and just burned a hole in the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened.
That's what I think of. That's what I think of. You got anything else?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Just building this diff. Nothing too exciting.
Emerson and I should be going to Hoosier to finish out this year's INS.
Yeah.
Points wise, we're both in kind of contention.
Nice.
I got a third and a third with a TQ and a third, so
ooh. That's right there.
Yeah, I know.
You just have to win the next one for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, we'll see.
Where's the next one at?
It's a Hoosier.
Hmm. Is that
So
in October?
that's very end of September.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
the following weekend we're back on carpet on
Mhm.
October 5th.
Nice.
So, and I got my B60, my B6.4 carpet edition just sitting there
Yeah.
waving at me, saying, "Hey, bro, gonna give me another season, aren't you?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't feel like buying another car."
I think that's cool you run the vegan though.
We'll see. I was lucky enough to go back and forth with Adam Drake a little bit about setup, and I put his recommendation on there to start out with.
Nice.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. See Ryan Mayfield's post about racing in a sprint car?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's into it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they got that thing. They got the oval incorporated at Hobby Action.
Right.
They do the same thing at Coyote. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's how you got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, Oval's a good time. I think everybody should try it.
Yeah. You want to go through comments?
Sure.
Uh, Kevin P told us too much information when we're talking about pickles,
About what?
about our pickle comments.
Oh.
Yeah.
Too bad.
I already talked about that one. Nick Nuthouse said that Hobby Action's putting in, not Hobby Action, sorry, Hobby Haven is putting in a French drain, is what they're doing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big baguette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The store looked great when I stopped by on Sunday. Anthony Santee. Anthony wanted to know about the triple scoop or double dip. I already addressed that. Details on Tiny Tuesday. So Tiny Tuesday will start back up in October, and I also need a little bit of time to kind of go through the jumps and redo some of them. I'm going to restaple all the carpet. I might cut out some new jumps, fix some of the old ones. So there's still a little bit of work to do with that. That's on the horizon. But I think we've talked about it, and I think Jake is going to run Tuesday nights for us. I'll still have to stick around with the key, I think, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so it'll start up in October again. Same thing. We'll have two-wheel drive, stock. Two-wheel drive brushed is what stock is. So two-wheel drive brushed, two-wheel drive brushless, or mini mod, and then we'll do four-wheel drive. I think four-wheel drive this year might be pretty good because of all the Arma Grom stuff that's come out.
Oh, nice.
So I think we'll. I'm looking forward to Tuesdays again. I'm actually I gotta go. I was gonna build a brand new car and do a video on it because I've been asked ever since I did the video on the new mini fuzz bites. Some of the
Yeah.
comments were like, "Hey man, we want to know about your setup and all that." So I have some stuff in my mind about getting it done. It's just a matter of, again, time. Anthony Santee said he had a great time at INS. I'm going to run it next year. You and we talked about before the INS about, just the time frame of that race too, and just keeping it to Thursday. I think that worked out really
Yeah.
well. I did play around with some of the, so I didn't do it by heats, but I did do it by car type. So like
Oh,
I
okay.
had from noon to 1 was, and I broke it down. I basically broke it down by, okay, how many heats would this take up if we did it by heats? So like 13.5 4-wheel drive, they got like an hour and 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then mod 2-wheel got 45 minutes. And
Right.
it lessened the amount of people in line that had to sit out there in the heat. And there
Yeah.
never really was a super long line until the very, very, very early morning on Saturday when I was doing
Mm-hmm.
the 3-minute runs.
Yeah.
But even then, they were 3-minute runs, so they blew by pretty fast. So I think practice went okay. Nobody came up to me and said that they got screwed by not enough practice time, so I was fine with that.
Right.
And then Peter gave us our super chat, and then he's like, I mean, hello everyone. Schweisberger wanted to know what our plan was for the winter. We talked about that. Anthony Santi did make it into the Stadium Truck A main. Emerson almost won that again. It's just his patience. He didn't have enough patience. He could have TQ'd, and he did catch Holmberg with 1 minute left to go, and he just wasn't patient enough and gave all that time back. And Kyle just did what Kyle does. Ended up not making any mistakes.
Oh yeah. Unless I was racing with him, I'd force him into a mistake. He knows that too.
Alex Eichler qualified in 17.5 higher than any other Plex local into the B main. He was super excited. So that's true. Alex did really good this weekend. Or this weekend. A month ago. Jesus. We're talking about the schedule. We talked about me getting the Mugen card just for the fun of it. Shasta says he enjoyed 10 scale racing this summer. Looking forward to next summer. And I agree. I love our summer series. This year was weird because we finished it up early, so it was kind of done and over with before we knew it. But I'm looking forward to next year for sure. I made a this is fun. Steve RC said you made a comment in last year's syndicate that 4-wheel drive is too rough on carpet, so we're not doing 4-wheel drive. Yeah, I say stuff and then I don't actually follow through with that, so we'll have 4-wheel drive again. But 4-wheel drive is pretty rough on the carpet. Like out of all the cars, out of all the cars that mess the carpet up, the 4-wheel drives are the worst.
Yeah, that's for sure. 4-wheel drive ruined it for everybody.
Yeah. Iowa RC Track said the date was moved due to the turnout. This is for the WIS being down the last 2 years, and some racers going to the Florida Carpet Champs, among other things. I also believe the track and J Concepts announced a new date earlier this year. They did not. They announced it maybe a day or two after I made my little Facebook post. So, maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know. It just shocked me. I'm like, what? Why? Steve RC says, looking back, it's on Fastlane's Facebook page from December 9th, 2023. Okay, you got me. I still think it's stupid to put it on top of a race that's always been that weekend. So, you guys do what you do, and we're going to do what's best for us. That's pretty much the way I think of it. So, Will, are you going to start doing 5th scale oval? As it seems you have 10th scale dominated.
Who asked that?
That's from Nick. That's from Nuthouse.
No. that's yeah. No. No.
That's pretty
you
funny.
kind of like contradicted yourself there because it's like I'm already dominating 10 scale, so it's
that's
like
pretty funny.
Yeah, race 5th scale. I'll definitely struggle with that.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. Like it's really funny.
Any DS racing, you know who's getting an RC10 DS? This guy.
The drift one?
No, not the drift one. The DS. They re-released.
Oh, the dual sport? Yeah. Huh. I don't know what you do with that.
Build it and put it on my shelf.
Yeah. No, I meant like race it. Like.
Wouldn't that be fun though to bring that thing back and have a 2-wheel drive class on the carpet?
It would be.
I think that'd be a blast.
Yeah, they already have that though. 12 scale.
Oh, it's not the same thing.
No. 12 scale is, yeah.
Not the same thing.
You want to see me not dominate a class? That's 12 scale.
Yeah.
I'm not good at 12 scale. I used to be a long time ago. Not anymore.
I once raced 12 scale. I might have told you this, but I once raced 12 scale at the East Park track, and I was doing really good one weekend. I think Jeff Werner and Doug Ott were there for that one. It was an honor race we were trying to do. And
did Doug get mad and leave?
No, but I TQ'd. No, I think that was the weekend that I think Jeff like put a screwdriver through his hand or something like that. And they couldn't actually race or something. It was something crazy happened. It was either Doug or Jeff, one of the two. I'll have to
I
ask
did
him
that
about it.
once.
I'll have to ask him
I
about
did
it.
that. I did that once, putting a pod back together.
Yeah.
Ready,
Anyways,
go ahead.
I TQ'd 12 scale, and then
I
Kyle
know.
showed up on main
Yeah.
day.
I
And
was gonna say, I know the story. I was there.
he showed up on main day and then bumped or something like that, or was allowed to race or something like that. Started last and then lapped us like 6 times.
Yeah, bumped all the way through the lower
I was
mains.
so butthurt. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Because I knew once he got in the A main, I'm like, well, I guess I'm racing for second.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that was back in my more high-strung days.
Yeah.
I guess. That's almost everything. John Chappell's on here. 96 was fun racing on road. I bet it was.
Oh yeah. I would like to have existed back then.
We didn't have any parking lot racing here in Omaha back then. Our parking lot racing kind of happened in 98, 99.
Yeah.
No, not even then. It happened.
It was like 2000. It was like 2 years before the Plex opened.
Yeah, it was like 2000. Well, I know it was in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I know that?
Why?
This is a great story. What time is it? All right, there's enough time. So Gretchen and I moved in together about 3 months after we met. And one of her perks for being a floating nurse practitioner was that she got this super awesome deal on a apartment complex. And so we lived in Hillsborough Apartments at 144th and Maple for about 2 years. And I worked at Baker's supermarket in the meat department at 42nd and Leavenworth. 48th and Leavenworth. Doesn't matter. Long ways away. So I was pretty much consistently late every single day. Well, one Sunday morning, I think I was scheduled to be there at like 1 p.m. or something like that. And they just happened to be having their annual parking lot trophy race or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim was like, "You want to borrow a car?" And I'm like, "Oh, I can't. I got to work at 1." And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, "I wonder when this is going to get over with." And he's like, "Probably 3, 4 o'clock." I'm like, "Yeah, let me borrow a car." So I was supposed to close Sunday night closing at Baker's like 6 o'clock. And so I raced that weekend, and it was a car that Aaron Bonner had prepared for Tim to race, but Tim didn't race. He let me race it because he was running the races. So I know how that goes, right? So he let me use this car, and this car was phenomenally good, and I ended up beating Aaron Bonner with his own car.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really good race, actually. But it was hilarious. And then I was like, "Guys, I gotta go. I'm late for work." So I wandered into work at like 4:30 when I was supposed to be there at 1. And I did that more than once because of the parking lot racing that happened there. Because I would just stop by and talk to everybody, talk to Dennis and Kenny and everybody, and yeah.
Nice. Did anybody ever say anything to you about it?
Yeah, of course they did. They're like, "Don't do that again or you're fired." And I'm like, "Sure." And then I was late. I was like 15 minutes late every day for 4 years straight. Nobody ever fired me.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. Did you know that Dennis and Kenny once got into an argument with somebody that parked in the handicap spot in the nail salon next to the Hobby Town there?
No.
Oh, it was great. Kenny from, and there was like tons of people around, and Kenny from like across the parking lot was like, "F you, bitch," like super loud.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim's over there. He's just like, "Oh no."
That's one thing I've never done is park in a handicap parking stall.
Yeah, who does that?
I don't know. People that feel entitled.
I guess. This one time I we were at a movie theater and we came out. My stepdad, of course, he was in a wheelchair, and we came out and he couldn't get into his van because some douche canoe had parked in the spot that's supposed to be left open for the van doors to open up and get in there. So we called the cops on them, and they came. They towed that truck away. So while these people were in the movie theater, they got their truck towed because we couldn't get into the van.
Huh.
And he was the only one that could operate the van. I don't know why we couldn't just back it out or whatever. But yeah, that was messed up.
That's funny.
That was messed up. Anyways, I think that's all I kind of wanted to cover tonight. It was just our schedule and how racing's gone, how the remodel's gone. The remodel's gone good. It's a work in progress. So
no, that's a big deal.
We're supposed to have our grand opening sometime in September officially. So we still got a couple weeks to get everything fine tuned.
Nice.
So it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Unless you got anything else.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Get an oval car. Like, it'll be fun.
I know. I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah. Anybody listening, start racing some oval.
Oval goes back in September 15th, whatever Monday that is.
Yeah.
So
that'll be cool.
That'll be fun. I didn't mess it up when I put the off-road on top of it, so it should shape right up.
Nice.
Should be really good. All right. Well, I'm going to bail.
Yeah, me too.
Are you camping again anytime soon? Anything fun where I can come meet you somewhere?
The next time we're going camping is an Oktoberfest that we're doing in Iowa that I know of.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, that probably won't work. Okay.
You should come. You should come to the Oktoberfest. It'll be fun. It'll be like but yeah, I have this Stein that's like a gallon of beer. My record is it's 64 ounces of beer. And my record is 8 of those in one day.
Great.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Pretzels this big. Like, I ain't kidding you, they're huge.
That does sound good, actually.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can get a pretzel right now.
They're hard to find these days, but those ones are good.
Yeah.
They're very in salt. I always do them with some mustard and onion.
Mustard and onion. Sounds good.
Dark beer.
Yeah.
They have light beer for you.
I know. I'm a light beer guy.
Dude, you should come. You should totally come. You should come stay in my camper.
Well, tell me when it is, and I'll see if I can fit it in.
It's the first weekend in October.
That's going to be hard. That's the first syndicate race. October 5th.
That's all right. Just skip it. Have the kid run it.
No, Emerson doesn't work for us anymore.
No, I mean have Jake or whoever.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. We got to get him trained up to.
Get him trained up. So. Then you come to Oktoberfest. We'll be like.
All right, we better go.
All right.
Been on a while.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you on the next one. It'll probably be, I don't know. When do you want to do this again?
I don't know. Monday or the Monday after.
We'll figure it out.
Talk about King of Dirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
See you guys. Thanks for watching. Are we out?